Hi, and welcome to Science Time with Miss Victoria. Now, this program is recommended for ages 6 and up, but as always, it depends on the science experiment or the STEM experiment we are doing for the day. Now, let's go ahead and just jump right into it and begin. Remember, as always, to wash your hands for at least 20 seconds, of course, soap and water. So you can look at the video I have on our YouTube channel or Facebook page. I do the wash my hands with Jacques, the rhyme. I do top and bottom. In between, I rub them all together. And I repeat that rhyme slow, and then I do it fast. So that way it comes out to about 25 seconds. Once your hands are nice, rinsed, and dry, the next thing to do is to go ahead and gather supplies, but I haven't told you, so let's pause for a second. Last thing we need to do is, of course, as always, to have adult supervision, just in case. Some of these STEM and science experiments are quick and they're easy that you can do on your own kids, but it doesn't hurt to have an adult present just to be able to help you gather supplies, and of course just to be on hand in case you want some help as well. So let's go ahead and find out what we're doing and the supplies we're going to be needing. All right, we are going to be gathering supplies for a salt volcano. Okay, so this was like a quick, very quick science experiment to do. All you're going to need is actually 4 items. The 5th one is actually optional. So first you're going to need is some kind of bottle, or you can do a jar. I'm going to use this plastic container. Next item you're going to need is water, which I already have. So I'm ready. You're going to need vegetable oil. So any vegetable oil you have at home. You can also maybe substitute that for canola oil, or I haven't tried it with olive oil, but you can try it with one of those as well. Whatever's in your house, you can try it to substitute for vegetable oil if you don't have it. Okay, next thing you need is salt. Now, if you have rock salt, as I put rock or table salt, here's rock salt. You can find in the store. Usually it's also called ice cream salt. So you can get some of these. Now this one's it usually comes in a big box, which is great because you can keep for other science experiments. You can also, when you go out to eat or pick up drive-through or in your house, just in general, get table salt. I'm using this little packet of salt that I have just for comparison. And last optional item is food coloring. Now we've used this for several experiments, so hopefully you still have it on hand. Of course, this is, as always, optional. Let's go ahead and jump right into it and have some fun. I know we've done the volcanoes before, and we've done it with the oil and the water, but not salt. We've done it differently with Alka-Seltzer tabs, and that has also done it under a volcano, but this one's a little different. So here are the steps. Okay, so very quick and easy. First thing you can do is to pour water into the bottle, jar, any container you're using. About 1 cup or at room temperature. I did a little bit more because it depends on how you want it to look. So you can make adjustments on that part on how you want it to be on there. You might want more water, you may want more oil to get the effect. Once you try it out, you can make adjustments from there. Now, if we're using food coloring, now's the time for us to go ahead and add the food coloring. So I'm just going to add a drop of the blue. And remember, when you're adding food coloring, you have to take into account that if you add too much of the colors, it's just going to turn pretty much black, or like a brownish kind of mud kind of look. So if you want to see it, you might want to keep it clear or just do 1 drop. Don't use yellow because you're going to be using oil, so it's kind of going to match. So you're not going to be able to see the difference between the water and oil. So I'm going to swirl it around a little bit because I want to make sure that this dissolves. Okay. Now, next thing we're going to do is grab about 1/4 cup of the oil. Now, remember, do not mix it. Okay, we don't want to mix it yet. Now, another thing to take into account, because one, we don't want to mix it, but remember, water and oil does not mix. So, you stirring it is just going to make it, it's not going to do the effect that we want for this experiment. So, don't mix it, just pour it. You can measure exactly 1/4, but I'm going to be kind of gauging it because this is just like the water. You can make adjustments on this one. At first, it's going to go down because the oil is heavier, so it's going to go down first. So that's why it tells you to measure 1/4, because when you're pouring it like this, I can't tell if it's 1/4 because it's going down the water, then it's coming up. So you might want to get a measuring cup and measure the 1/4 already, so that when you pour it, you'll be able to see the difference. So that's about 1/4. Not too bad, actually, pretty good. Miss Victoria actually did a pretty good job on gauging on this one. I am actually shocked at myself that I actually did pretty good. Now, when you're looking above, you can't see the difference. I'm just seeing the blue. But when you look to the side, you can see the water and you can see the oil separate. So by looking on the side, you might say, you know what, I want to add a little bit more oil, which you can if you like. But that looks good for me. 1/4 doesn't seem too bad. Next, we're going to sprinkle the salt into the jar. Now, it's either your rock salt or your table salt, okay? Now, what's going to happen, you're going to see, next thing, watch what happens, right? That's the next thing we're going to do. Watch what happens. You're going to put the salt in. Now, as you put the salt, what I'm going to let you see is happening is the oil is going to stick to the salt. Now, when the salt dissolves, what's going to happen is the oil that's around that salt is going to come back up, just like a lava. There's a volcano, is going to come up. Okay? Now, being rock salt, you might want to break it a little bit more into the little pieces. As you can see, slowly, it's coming up. It takes a little bit longer, just because the rock salt is so thick. It's gonna take a little while. So if you want, quick effect sometimes, you might want to get the table salt and sprinkle it in there. It'll fall down. Once it goes down, it's gonna dissolve and it's gonna come back up. You see the salt I've sprinkled on top, so it's gonna slowly go down and it's gonna go up as well. So this is one experiment that once you do it, it's gonna go down. You're just gonna keep adding, you can add as much as you want, and you see the lava's coming up. Which is going to be the oil, because some of the pieces of salt are dissolving. So this is a great one that kids can just keep adding and adding. Salt it's not going to make a difference. It's just going to keep going over and over and over and over and over. So this is a quick experiment that you can have fun with. You can have it set aside. It's almost like a relaxing thing. I just have a little thing of salt. All you can do is sprinkle it in there and watch the effects. If they want it a little bit longer, I would say recommend throw the rock salt in there because that's going to take a while for that salt to dissolve, okay? And you might want to try it differently and try it with hot water. A little warmer than room temperature. And see how that affects the salt. So let's go ahead and I'm going to provide you with some library resources. So here they are. Alright, so these can be found on our website. So you just go to cctexas.com/library and you can click on the little button that says library catalog and you can search through the basic search and just type science experiments or STEM. You could go to advanced search and be specific by doing a keyword search and doing like edible STEM experiments. So you can be a little more specific. You can place them on hold if you're already logged in. Go ahead and place on hold, pick up a curbside. You can also place them on hold and then now that the branches are open for browsing, you can go in and pick up the hold or you can just go into the branch and find it on the shelf and check it out. But please call the automated number 361-826-7055 and it'll direct you to the branch closest to you so you can be able to find out their browsing hours and of course curbside hours because they might have changed as well. Now if you have a smart device or you're going to use your laptop, you can go to the website cctexas.com/library, use the online digital resources, Access 360 and Hoopla. Do the same thing, search for them, put them on a wish list, maybe make it a favorite or just check it out and download the book. Now if you have a smart device, go to your app store, download the app and follow the procedure. If you're a new user, if you need help, call a branch and we can walk you through as well. Now, I want you all to always remember to visit our Facebook page and our YouTube channel, Corpus Christi Public Libraries. If you haven't already, like our Facebook page and of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you can be able to watch the videos over and over. If you need a breakdown, you can go to our website, cctexas.com/library, click on the link virtual programming, and you'll be able to see a breakdown of all the programs the libraries are providing for you. While you're at that website, if you need help finding books for science or STEM, you can use the online browsing options, new book alerts, author checks, and of course, book newsletter. Now, do not forget our online digital resources, Access 360 and Hoopla. As always, I'll see you next time. Bye.